Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. Sorry for the delay. I had some technical issues, but now we are live. So we're kicking off from the same place that we left last time. We have our stock portfolio, and we are currently, I think, around half a year, 7 months from beginning the stock portfolio. And I think one of the most interesting things we've managed to do until now is to kind of beat the market year to date. So we're 22.45% up on the stock portfolio, which in my opinion is pretty impressive. And I think we can really aim for more. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over that count where we're sitting on $6,000 in cash. It means that half the count is deployed and half the count isn't. We're sitting on gains of 1,300. And just to kind of give you a recap of what we did. So the account started off with $6,000. And after starting the account with $6,000, we started deploying cash, and we had money put into Google. We had money put into Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Store Capital, Payoneer, SoFi, and Rocket companies. And kind of from all these purchases, we have Rocket companies as our worst. We're losing $165 here. SoFi, pretty mediocre, losing $24, and Payoneer losing $6. Now, Store Capital, we're up 4%, $18. Apple up 21%, $100. And probably our biggest winner here is Google, up 40%, $823. Now, we're not buying here fractional shares, and probably we're going to deploy some of this cash today. But before I deploy it, I want to just talk about the state of the market right now before we start deploying the cash. So in terms of the state of the market, there's been a lot of jitters in the market. And you can kind of see that there was a lot of selling off recently, and kind of, I would say, the big names that kind of led us to where we are in the S&P are kind of in a stagnation mode. So Microsoft, which is a really great name, let's just look at the kind of, I want to see the chart here. So it's been hitting new highs, but that's probably it in terms of the names hitting new highs. Facebook is down from their highs. Looking for the kind of 52 weekly range. Can't see it right now, but okay. So Facebook 373, but off the highs of 300, and how much was that? I think it was 375. I think was the highest close recently. Let's see, and maybe in a month, I think it was even higher. Yeah, there was a 383 close on Facebook. So as you can see, the previous close isn't anywhere near. And just looking at what we have in terms of our portfolio, I think we should just keep with the winners. So there's a reason why Google and Facebook were the highest in terms of percentage. And I think it's because those stocks were pretty repressed in terms of how people have viewed them. And I want to capitalize on how people are viewing these stocks as repressed stocks. And I think the best thing to do right now is to keep on investing in these names. So what we're going to do is we're going to add to our Facebook position. So you can't see right now my screen, but I am going to be adding 5 shares of Facebook. And I'm just going to put in a limit order for 376 for the market to open. And one of the things that I think that I should remind you is that on this account, I cannot buy any stock without you guys being on the live stream. So everything we do in this account is transparent, and we're buying 5 shares of Facebook, putting in a limit order for 376. So if that gets filled, hooray. And we're going to put in another order for another good stock that I think is repressed, which is Google. So going to be adding to that Alphabet position. We're going to be adding 1 share. Okay, 1 share to that Alphabet position. And I'm going to put a limit order there for 2,900. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, so limit order for 2,900. And I'm placing that order. So we got 2 orders in. One for Google, one for Facebook. One is $1,800 tops. One is $2,900 top. So we've used here $4,700 out of our $6,000. And I think last but not least, we're going to want to add to Apple and not to Microsoft, just because Microsoft is really hitting its high level. And I think Apple is also on some level repressed. So we're going to be adding 5 shares of Apple. 5 shares of Apple should do. And I'm going to put here a limit price of 150. Okay, just so the market opens, those are our trades. And I think that we should be, you know what, we're going to put 6 shares for Apple. 6 shares of Apple. Review. And we're going to place that order. So we got $900 deploying on Apple. We got on Facebook around $1,800 deploying, and Google $2,900 deploying. So we should be good in terms of the $6,000 we have. And the way I kind of think this is going to play out is that these are the stocks that are going to move us all the way to an S&P 4,800. And I want to work with these names, which I think are still repressed for all kinds of reasons that I think that are mostly biased reasons. So I don't really think that people understand the power these companies have. And when I'm playing the game of which names are going to be around here 10 years from now, which stocks will be in the top 10, those are definitely the stocks I think of. I think Google and Facebook are going to keep controlling the advertising space. Google is going to see a lot of growth on YouTube. Facebook is going to see a lot of growth in their metaverse space. And I think Apple, just because they had an event with a lot of the same kind of products in a, just kind of different versions of the same thing, just means that they're fine-tuning their experience, they're fine-tuning, I would say, their ecosystem, and usually those are the times where the company makes a lot of margin. So kind of to summarize what's been happening lately with this account, and if you haven't seen the former episodes, I recommend going back to them. We're 22% up year to date. We started in February, meaning that there was already kind of a back foot that we were on. I haven't sold any puts yet in this account, meaning that I'm not capitalizing yet on the more advanced ways to make gains in the account. I'm currently focusing on these blue chip names, adding to Google, adding to Facebook, and adding to Apple, which I all think are repressed, and all companies that have the ability to generate a lot of cash. And while I do think Microsoft is the best stock in the stock market right now, I don't think it's repressed. I think everything is priced in there perfectly, while I don't think Apple, Facebook, and Google are priced in perfectly. There's a lot of biases against these companies. So I hope you enjoyed this continuation video of starting a new stock portfolio for beginners. If you are a beginner looking to start your stock portfolio and you have questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'd love to give you any kind of 2 cents of advice when you're choosing a brokerage or when you're thinking about how you're going to set up the account. And if you have any questions about why I chose the specific stocks, You can also let me know in the comment section, and I will explain in more in depth why I think these stocks are the ones to deploy money in. We're 13 minutes away from the stock market opening. And if these orders do get filled, so in the next episode, you will see the orders filled and the cash amount will go down from 6,000. If for whatever reason the market opens really high and I don't get my limit order filled and Apple or Facebook or Google open above my limit orders, then take into account that there might be a possibility that we will not get those shares and we're going to miss out on them. But currently the limit prices that I put in kind of, I would say, fit what we're trying to do here and just buying at the current price, give or take, and hopefully riding another, what I expect, another 5 to 10% upside before the year's end. And one of the things I want you to take into account that I don't think advertising spend is back to its peak, especially for Google. I don't think travel spend is back to its peak. And I think Facebook has a lot more bullets in terms of growth in their, I would say, e-commerce work and working with just all types of advertisers that have had some initial issues with the iOS 14 update, but I think that those issues were kind of blown out of proportions. And I know they talk about it each time in the earnings calls, and they try to give people a heads up that this might affect advertising. I think it's far from that. I think there's great iOS targeting on Facebook, and it's going to be hard to change my opinion on that. Apple, if you've ever seen how much they sell in Apple Watches or iPads, those companies alone could be Fortune 50 companies if you just take those products separately, the MacBook, the iPad, or the Apple Watch. I'm not even talking about the iPhone. Imagine a company that its 4 flagship products all can be a Fortune 50 company. That is insane, and that's why I am still bullish on Apple, and I think that Apple naysayers are going to be in for a surprise on the company's performance. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, you've never watched any video here before, and you want to know more about starting a stock portfolio as a beginner, this is the time to hit subscribe. And I will see you guys again next time. Thanks for watching.